second half, you're up third, scored once was 38-7, you kept on, you're up 45, and then you went for it on fourth down.
Well, we went for it on fourth down quite a bit this game because we felt like through our scouting, through our computer breakdowns, through the schemes that we put in for the game, that we had a really good running attack against their defensive front, that we could get a couple of yards. And with Anthony Puente in there at fullback and Leland Myers at running back, Anthony's really taken to it well. Our tight ends are getting better every week at blocking. And so we just felt like, let's run these plays in that situation. And we believed in our kids, and they did a good job in doing that. So that's something you probably is a little iffy there, whether you should do that or not at times, go for it on fourth down. But we just felt like we had the right plays. The kids knew what to do. We'd practiced that a lot, spent a lot of time on short yardage and goal line and fourth down plays during the 2 weeks we had to prepare. And and so we just said, hey, let's go with it.
Have you ever had teams that from the beginning of the season to the middle of the season improved by this much, do you think?
Have I ever had teams that have improved this much as we go along? Yeah, I suppose I have, but I'm real proud of this team. I don't know if we're not going to improve our height. I don't know if we're going to improve our weight or our speed or anything like that, but we're going to improve our playing technique and playing the game, and a little bit. But you're not going to see huge improvements with the team in the game of football. You don't go from just horrible to great unless injuries come into effect, and it's usually the other way around, starting great and do poor toward the end because of injuries. So it's hard to improve because you don't play the game during practice as much as you do before the season. Do you understand what I'm talking about there?
Was Coach Steele a little upset that you challenged that last touchdown over?
No, I don't think he was. No, I don't think he was. It was. They just didn't see it right. The guy's foot was laying in the white when he caught the ball, and so he was out of bounds when he caught it. So whether it was juggling or whatever, it didn't really matter. But his toe was sticking in. The coaches kept reaffirming that in my ear on the phones, and I said, I'd like to get this game over with. I'd like to get out of here. Do we really have to challenge this? Well, no, right is right. It was right. And no, he didn't say anything to me about it. I think he was probably mad about everything when you're that way. But there were no San Francisco, Detroit deal or anything like that. Okay, looking at the team coming in this weekend, obviously it's homecoming weekend. It's great to have, with the news of us in the Mountain West and Conference USA, eventually looks like joining together for a larger conference. That's exciting. I think it puts us in a good position. I think we're in better position now than we were 2 weeks ago. Looks like it's going to be a good thing for all of our schools. Interesting that now we have the Western Athletic Conference old opponent of ours that fans are familiar with, coming into town this weekend. So that'll be a fun challenge for us as fans and us as a team. Their quarterback, Pete Thomas, is a really outstanding quarterback. He started as a true freshman at Colorado State. Steve Fairchild is a quarterback guru. He's been all over the United States looking at quarterbacks and developing quarterbacks. He's really a good quarterback coach. And Pete Thomas is a big kid with a great arm. And they have two running backs that are really good at transfer. Ray Carter from UCLA, and then their main running back, Chris, how did we pronounce his name? Is Tice here? Nwoke. Yeah, Nwoke. And he's a solid, shorter, stronger, quick running back, very good player. Tight end Crawford from Bushland, Texas. Wow. I don't know how we let that guy get away, but he's 6'6", 260 pounds, and he passed for a touchdown. He's ran for a touchdown. He's caught a touchdown. He's a really big-time player. He looks like a pro prospect. Their punter is probably one of the best that we'll face. He can really hit the balls high. He punts the ball, has great hang time. I couldn't even begin to pronounce his last name. I just call him Pete. His last name is Kontodiakos. So it's French, obviously. They've got some kids from Texas that can run to throw to. And defensively, they have the third leading sack master in the nation in Nordley Kappa, number 11, really fast off the edge. Number 9 is the other defensive end, really fast off the edge. Their defense is exactly the kind of defense everybody wants, defensive ends that can fly, come up field and pressure the quarterback, and 2 real studs inside that will take away the run, and 3 linebackers that are all strong, healthy guys, big guys. Skeleton, number 43, is a solid kid, real tough guy from Colorado. And then 56, Barnett, is a transfer from Nebraska, and he's a big play type guy. And then Mike Okapo from his brother played at Texas against us, and he's a brilliant player. He's from Texas. Don't like those guys from Texas going to other schools outside the state, but it sure seems to happen. Number 1 is his jersey, and last week he played without a helmet, so I'm not sure if he's going to be playing this week or not. So seriously, he made a hit without his helmet on that was unbelievable, and he left the game after that. So toughness isn't something that they definitely have on their team, and he's one of them. Be interesting to see those guys that are playing from on Colorado State. Tim Duffy recruited. Tim Duffy coached here with us. A lot of people know Tim from El Paso and Autumn, and we will welcome Autumn back and the children, but we're going to build a fence to keep Tim away from any recruits here in Texas from now on, because he slipped a few away. Jeff Banks worked for Larry Lewis, who is both their Jeff Banks is our special teams coach against their special teams coach, Larry Lewis. So that'll be interesting to see how the chess match there works out. But it's the last time we beat Colorado State was a long time ago. So long ago, it was Bob Stahl was coaching. The last time we beat Colorado State, and he beat them 3 years in a row. So we have a lot to look forward to and a lot to live up to. Any other questions about Colorado State?
Just look at the results. It's a very hard team to get a handle on. It's a great win against Utah State, and not a very good win against New Mexico. What do you see that they've been kind of up and down?
Well, don't look at the Boise State game, because that was really tough. Boise State's a top 5 team, and they showed it against these guys. So that's a tough one to evaluate. But I think they're very good. I'm not lying to you. These guys are players that I mentioned. And so we'll have to be at our very best to win this game. It's going to be a very competitive game.
Coach, there
Well, they think this is a must-win for their program. Well, I'm not a betting man. I don't bet against NC2A rules. But if you went in that coach's locker room and they had games scheduled and they had a red circle around the team that they, at the beginning of the year, they thought they could beat, I bet they had a circle around UTEP. And they probably have a circle around UNLV, the team they're playing next week. Probably didn't have a circle around Boise State. So we're the team they think they can beat. So they're not lacking any confidence. I guess if that's a must-win, doesn't really mean anything, conference-wise. But
At the beginning of the year, did you have a circle around Colorado State?
no, I don't do that. I did not have Colorado State circled on my schedule. Because they're good. They're just as good as we are, and we're going to have to play really well. But it's a great game for our fans, isn't it?